1,022 players entered. 990 of them have been eliminated as the Party Poker Live Millions Germany main event draws ever closer to crowning a champion. 32 players remain on day 3 at the King's Casino, Rozvadov.
We are down to 4 tables here in Rozvadov for the Party Poker Live Millions main event. At our feature table sits Geilich, Simao, and Mateos. It is sure to be fireworks. Let's get to the action.
Yes, 4 tables in action here at the King's Casino. And we like to think we've got the best one for the cameras. Mateos and Simao, the big names. But watch out for Norway's Andreas Woolnam, who has impressed here in Rozvadov. And of course, Ludovic Geilich, the Scottish-German, with all the nous and poker know-how to turn that 34 million stack into something much, much bigger. And now, as action is about to get underway, you'll see there 31 remain. We have lost one-time chit leader Artem Dadusha in 32nd place.
Mateos starts his hand off under the gun. Duta folds. Action around to Ludo again. Ace-Queen this time. Aristides folds his 10-6. Wow, Andreas pocket queens. This could be a big pot. Ludo is 40 big blinds deep. All depends on the dynamics these guys have already established. Don't know how long they've been sitting together for. I expect Andreas to 3-bet, Ludo to at least call. Andreas does bump it up, 3xing it to 4.8. Neil folds his big blind at ace-jack. That is on Ludo. And he does indeed make the call with ace-queen suited. So big pot. 11.6 in the middle. Ludo has 30 million. Andreas covers with 38. Ace, 10, 9, 3 diamonds. Ludo, top pair of the queen kicker. Andreas does have the all-important queen of diamonds. Ludo will check it over. Expect Andreas to check this one back. He does check behind. Ludo will feel pretty confident about his hand. Not now, he won't. Andreas improves to the second nuts. Ludo checking it. Andreas will bet. 4.2 million. Ludo trying to piece this one together. Andreas not repping the widest range of hands. 3-bet the button, check bet this flop, and wants a bet, indicating they have a big diamond. It is kings, queens, jacks, maybe, and the diamond. Ludo, of course, has a queen in his hand. Ludo does call. The river, jack of clubs. Ludo checks it over to Andreas. Andreas deciding how much he can bet here. Ludo staring intently. Andreas goes for 9.9 million.
9,900,000.
Ludo's remaining 25 million chips. Ludo with much the same decision he had on the turn. He's not worried about two pair and sets, obviously, just the king, queen, jack of diamonds. He does have a queen blocking pocket queens and a jack on board blocking jacks. But the king of diamonds is the card he's most concerned about. Of course, what Ludo has to remember is it's easier for him to have the king of diamonds and queen of diamonds, so how likely is Andreas to try and bluff into that? Deep thought. Suspect Ludo will fold. He does have an ace, also blocking hands like ace, king, ace, queen. But Andreas might have to have a high diamond in his hand. Andreas looking very cool. Ludo struggling with this one. He does fold. Good fold from Ludo. Andreas picks up the pot. We'll find out in about 25 minutes time that it was a good fold. And that one will leave him unsettled for a while.
I really want to see your cars. At least I will do.
Half an hour.
It looks like we have an all-in on one of our outer tables.
Okay.
Pocket queens seem to have sent Vladimir Burstein out in 31st place. Someone here will walk away with €1 million tomorrow night. Will it be one of these players? Aristides, ace, queen, suited, raises it up. Action all the way around to Duta. The button, queen 9, he will fold. Joao, Simao, deuces in the small blind. decides to flat, allowing Ludo into the pot, but Ludo has pocket kings. We'll be looking to raise. Aristides will be put in a tough spot here. He knows Simao can't have too strong a hand, so it would be a good squeeze spot for Ludo. Ludo reputation being pretty crazy. Question of how much to make it. That's just over 30 bigs. Imagine. Well, quickly we will cut across. See maybe a bust out on the outer table. That looks like Mo Ladak in, I guess, 29th place. He's back on Ludo. He has made it 6.9 million. Aristides in a very tough position.
$6,900,000.
Yes.
Perhaps thinking about a flat call. Of course, ace queen suited plays very well on flops. He does decide to call. So big pot forming here on our feature table. Joao folds. 16.3 million in the pot. Ludo has just over pot behind and pocket kings. Aristides ace queen suited. 10-7-5, all good for Ludo. He doesn't even have backdoor diamonds. Aristides, no joy with that flop. Ludo hoping Aristides has a pair himself. He does make a very small c-bet, 5.8 million.
5,800,000.
Aristides was smashes the bet. He does make a good laydown, and Ludo will pick up that pot. Much needed win for Ludo. Again, the outer table. Looks like our man Victor Blom is all in pre-flop. Looks like he is up against pocket jacks. And I think he has pocket queens. So a full double up for Isildur. Looks like he had about 40 million. Sorry, 50 million. So he must be up to about 100 million now. Red queens defeating the jacks. Wow, so Isildur up to 100 million in chips.
So with the Swede, the new chip leader. Tune in off the break to find out how he gets on. So welcome back to the Party Poker Live Millions main event. We see our feature table, one of 4 remaining. Aristides stop this hand in the big blind.
3, 4, 5.
Action on Mateos. King 3 suited in the hijack. Florian Duta in the cutoff. Queen Jack offsuit. He will fold his 15 big blinds. Joao will also fold. Ludo just won our last pot. Pocket kings. Folds. Aristides will defend surely with his 8-9 suited. He does, and both players see a 10-7-4 two-spade flop. Aristides opened a straight draw, backdoor flush draw. Mateos with the king high flush draw. Action flop. Mateos will see bet. 1.7 million. Aristides makes the call. 8 million in the pot going to the turn. The turn is the 5 of spades, so Mateos improves to the second nut. Aristides won't like to see that card. Reduces the value of his straight draw. He decides to lead out though, 3.2 million. Poor timing for this bluff. Of course, he's not to know Mateos had a flush. Aristides could well have improved to a hand such as 2-pair on that turn card. A flush or even a straight. It is a good card to bluff, but unfortunately for him, Mateos is sat there with the king flush. Mateos sizing up a raise. He does raise. I feel this would end the hand. Aristides, though, feeling he can't do anything right at the moment. Does indeed win the pot. And it looks like we have our man Philbert all in. 5-6 of hearts. He has been eliminated. So Philbert leaving the tournament. Looks like to Isildur. Isildur scalping another man. So Isildur further increasing his stack. 28 remaining now. And because of that and table balancing, we're now going to lose a player from our feature table. As all the tables go 7-handed.
So as we go 7-handed, let's take a look at the state of play on this feature table. It is Spain's Adrian Mateos, hot property in the poker world right now. He's had about as good a consistent 12 months as it's possible having cards, and with 75 million chips to his name in Rozvadov, he's looking good for another big cash, perhaps even another title. The others, of course, will have their own ideas, not least Norway's Andreas Wonen on our feature table, and of course, not on that graphic, but out on the tournament floor, Isildur awaits. Meanwhile, though, we'll check in with our feature table. There is the Spaniard Mateos, starting this hand under the gun.
So it's Florian Duter's turn to raise this pot up. He has pocket jacks and 15 big blinds. We just saw Neil double up with pocket jacks. Florian deciding this might be a good hand to play as well. Ludo, ace-7 offsuit, will lay it down. Action making its way to Andreas in the small blind. And he has pocket aces. Would you believe it? Florian hasn't played a hand yet, finally plays jacks. And he's going to walk into the aces of Andreas, who is having a monster of a level. Deciding best way to play this. Neil, of course, just doubled up in the big blind. Looks like he is going to 3-bet. Making it 5.2 to go. Neil folds his king deuce. Florian moves all in. Andreas will waste no time in calling. Florian will see the bad news. He will need to hit a jack or he will be eliminated from the tournament.
For you.
You see
So far.
what happens.
Stop 5 cows.
Could have jinxed it.
So,
Yeah, stop 5
Florian needing a jack to double up to 26 million.
But let's say so far.
Otherwise, Andreas will climb all the way up to 75 million and we will lose another player. Flop 10-8-4. Florian does pick up a backdoor straight draw. If not a jack, he'll be rooting to see a 9 on the turn. Is a 7, so he now needs a jack or a 9 to double up. Otherwise, he will be eliminated, and he is. The river pairs the 4.
Luck, guys.
Florian Duta, the next man to leave the tournament.
Unlucky.
Andreas climbing all the way up to 75 million. A good run on this feature table.
You have to pay tax in Spain, yeah?
Yeah.
But you don't in it.
Poker, man.
That's why you moved there.
Yeah, and to play online.
Yeah.
As we see Florian depart the tournament area. Andreas stacking up even more chips. See that? Down to 27 now. Day 3 of this Millions main event. Table's getting shorter and shorter handed. Expect to see more action. The short stacks are forced to more spots. Mateos there, eyeing the chips of Andreas. Meanwhile, Ludo, pocket 9s, 40 big blinds. He will raise this one up.
One raise, 1.9.
Does make it 1.9. Andreas, pocket queens. The run continues. What will Ludo think when he gets 3-bet this time? I have a feeling it's going to be very bad news for Ludo. He does make it 6 million. Action making its way back around to Ludo. As we can see, badly for him, Mateos just folded one of his 9s. Ludo has about 2 times pot back after the call. He may well elect to move all in here. Quick check at the tournament clock. Study his opponent. Of course, the last time. He does move all in. Bad timing for Ludo. Andreas quickly calls with pocket queens. Ludo now at risk. He will need to hit a 9 or he'll be the next man eliminated from our tournament. Unfortunate for him, obviously the hand before he had ace-queen against Andreas's queens. Hit an ace and lost the pot. This time all in with 9s against Andreas's queens. 68 million in the pot. Ace 10-5. No good for Ludo. He will need to hit a 9 or he will be the next person out. Andreas will climb to 110 million. Turn 10, 9 and a 9 only, or Ludo will be the next man out. And it is Ludo leaving the tournament area now. Quick nod of the head. Unfortunate run of cards for Ludo at this final. The feature table. As you see, Andreas hits yet again up to 110 million now.
6 grand.
Well, welcome back to King's Casino. We're down to just 3 tables. That means just 24 remain. And all of those players are guaranteed at least 25,000 euros.
So, as you hear the dealer saying, we have 3 new players coming to the table. Although, not all are new. Evo back in his old seat.
Now, just a second.
Yes, Evo, Yanis, and our returning mystery man, Prezes. There's a few of those guys out here. Join our feature table. 2 of those 3 new faces, relatively short as it happens, so they'll need to start making moves with the blinds due to go up to 500,000, 1 million in the not too distant future. Andreas Warnham leads the way, 112 million chips to his name.
All in. 40 raise all in and 1 call showdown, please.
You see there is an all-in a call from our new players.
Your cards, please.
As you can see, Prezes, who was on our table earlier.
Should teach me.
Pocket queens. Yanis, king jack.
Good, that's up there.
King 5 deuce. Yanis is out flopped to Prezes. Prezes will need a queen. So then is an 8, no help. Queen and a queen only. River 6, no good for Prezes. And he will leave the tournament.
Blinds up 500 and 1 million.
Here the dealer there. Our big blind has now reached 1 million. Blinds 500, 1 million with a 1 million ante. Action continues to be fast and furious here on day 3 of the main event. Party Poker Millions Germany. This is King's Casino in Rozvadov. Someone tomorrow will walk away with 1 million euros.
Please don't put your phones on the table.
And of course, the title of Millions Germany main event champion.
Kalimera. Yeah.
8 raise, 2.2.
Action round to Andreas.
Tournament poker, that happened.
Andreas raising it up again. 2.2 to play.
Есть, здравствует. Можно выдать водичка такая?
Do you have me covered as well?
Бантон или как зеленая?
How much
А?
is it saying?
Маленькая бутылечка. Бантон, да. Только одна.
There's
Спасибо
just-
большое.
Figuring each other's stack sizes out. It was Joao Simao who raised it up. Apologies. Andreas is called with the same hand, Jack 10 suited, and Yanis overcalls
Yeah.
with King Queen of clubs.
3 players.
Flop Queen 8-3. Jack 10 with gut shot. Yanis though top pair. Andreas, you see, has a backdoor diamond draw as well. King of diamonds for maximum action. It is Andreas who will take a stab at this. 4.2 million.
3 bet, 4.2.
Yanis Liking his hand on a Queen 8-3 rainbow board. He will make the call. Joao, of course, also with a gut shot on the backdoor flush draw. Getting a great price. Expect this pot to go three-way to the turn. And it looks like Jan Mack is the next player out as he heads over to the payout table. He, of course, was on the feature table earlier.
12.7.
Wow. Joao has decided to check raise this turn. The flop, sorry. Putting pressure right back on Yanis. Of course, does have a gut shot and a backdoor flush draw. Yanis, though, suspicious what hand would raise pre-flop and then check raise this flop three ways. Of course, hard to put Joao on Jack 10 when he could easily have just called there and taken it to the turn. If Yanis can figure this one out, he will win a big pot. He does make the call. We have a huge pot building here between Joao and Yanis. Both players about 30 million back. Pot at 39 million. Yanis very suspicious at the way Joao has played this hand. Turn 10 does pick up a pair. You will of course know that's no good at this point. Question is, will he shove this turn card? And if he does, what will Yanis do? Now counting out his chips. This pot 39 million. He does decide to check. Yanis now with the decision whether he wants to check or bet. He does decide to try and take this hand to showdown. River and ace. Yanis won't like seeing that. Joao now still the same decision of whether he can make Yanis fold a queen. Of course, Yanis could easily have a set here as well, 8s or 3s. Looks like he is reaching for chips. 14.3 million. Problem with this now, Yanis knows, is that how had Joao got out of line on the flop with ace high, he is now improved to top pair. It's the bet size. Very difficult for Yanis to call this one. This pot huge. Such weak hands. Taking another peek at his cards. And does decide to lay it down. Joao turns a losing hand into a winning hand. And the Brazilian climbs up to 67.5 million in chips.
Well, it looks like there's action on this outer table. Looks like Joao Vuvan has shoved from the button with 6-7 of hearts. And the board with a couple of sevens on will mean a full double up for him. Running down the ace-jack from the big blind. So he's not ready to depart just yet on day 3 here at the Party Poker Live Millions main event.
As you see, we have a solitary chip as the big blind. Those yellow chips are 1 million apiece, reds 500,000 and blue 100,000. Action is on Andreas under the gun. He will raise it up. 2.2 million, his go-to sizing. Is it Yanis? Who appears to have changed his flag to that of Cyprus since his last hand. Adrian 10-9 suited. We want to play pots with Andreas in position, especially with a hand that flops as well as this. But does decide just to leave him alone.
Can you put cards to the box, please? Like this, yeah. Thank you.
Perhaps sensing something from Denev behind, who has 12 big blinds and ace-jack suited. Expect him to shove here. We can see he has Andreas dominated.
All in.
All in. 7 all in. 8 puff.
How much do you have?
12,500,000.
See, he's getting the count.
No, geen het account. On big hand also.
What's that?
12 million big hand.
Can you put cards to the box?
Okay.
Cards and spread them. Yeah, thanks.
Getting a count. Let's see how much more it is to call with his ace-9.
For you it's nothing, 10 million more.
Asking for a call, telling him it's 10 million more and it's nothing.
Well, Andreas does give that one up. Evo will live to fight another day.
Expensive.
If you want to see how Evo and the rest of these players get on, please do join us again after the break. Welcome back to King's Casino, where we are down to just 19 players. Imad Fakro and Landa Lee have just been eliminated from the outer tables. But now back to our feature table.
Action round 2, Donev in a small blind. These next players out receive 30,000 euros. Donev has limped in. Simao, Jack 10 of hearts in the big blind. He decides to check. And another all in on the outer tables. Looks like Jacks against aces.
8.
And it is Victor Blom with the aces. Taking out Vlado in 19th place. So Blom further climbing up the leaderboard. Continuing his run of good hands. for Lado leaving in 19th. 2 more to go to the redraw. Fast and furious action here. Back at our feature table, we see Ivo Donev has flopped a pair on the Queen-Queen-8 flop. Simao has a gut shot over to that pair. The turn gives Simao flush draw, double gutter, and still his live pair draw. So although he's behind, you can see he has 52% equity in this pot. King of Hearts, of course, would give him a royal flush.
Check.
Both players check. And river is a 9, gives Simao a straight.
7 check.
Ivo Donev will check her over to Joao Simao. He's deciding how much can he extract from Donev with his straight. Of course, hard for Donev to put Simao on an ace. He didn't raise pre-flop. Queen he may have bet. So he may be tempted to call this bet. And he does call. And we'll see the bad news. He let Joao get there. Donev shows him the 8.
1,006,000 for bet.
You get maximum.
And it looks like Aristides has been moved to the table to balance our tables.
You have up and
The
down.
flurry of bust outs in the main room.
And well, it looks like we're down another player. Russia's Vitaly Pankov leaving us in 18th place. And Neil, all in with jacks, which I think is the last hand he played when we saw him double up against King Jack. Ace King in the small blind. Looks like Neil will need to win a flip here if he wants to stay in the tournament.
All in.
And Teres will move all in. So, Neil at risk yet again with pocket jacks. And Teres upset not to see him there with a worse ace. 31 million chip flip. Andreas, of course, can afford to lose this one, but if he were to win, we'll climb up to 136 million. 8, 7 deuce, all good so far for Neil and his jacks. Andreas will need an ace or a king. Turn pairs the deuce, neither player with a club, so 3 on board are irrelevant. Ace or a king, it is a 9. Neil doubles up again, 31 million now. And as Neil was doubling up, we went down to 16 players, losing Robert Kokoska in 17th place. That meant a redraw and a new table layout, and as Andreas Warnham was still in a very commanding position, there was only one player at his table with more chips than him. Andre was feeling very bold. Believable move from Andrej. It's never easy to fold ace-king, and Andreas saw an opportunity to take a huge chip lead. The call was made. We have a monster pot. Unbelievable move by Andrej. And the cards decided their fate. Flop. Jack 3-3, great flop for Andreas. Wouldn't have liked seeing the Jack first card off. Turn at 5, it has to be a queen or a 10, or Andrej will have punted up a huge stack. The river is a 10, unbelievable! He hits a 10 on the river to win this 160 million chip pot, send Andreas to the rail. Andreas managed to get himself in a 160 million chip pot with ace-king against queen-10 offsuit. But Andrej doesn't know where to look. And Warnham out in 16th. Drozda was at it again shortly afterwards, eliminating Austria's Ivo Donev. A 35,000 euro payday for Donev then. And so too for Stephen Shaler in 14th and Neil Ryder in 13th. 12th place would take home 40,000 euros. Needless to say, Mateos was hoping for a lot more than that. His ace-jack falling to Andre's pocket queens. And then in 11th spot, Johan Vivan shoving 6-7 into Pavel Plusev's aces. And then
Gianluca Speranza all in with ace-10 against Joao Simao's ace-queen. He would leave in 10th place. And well, that left one more player to lose before we found our official final table of 8. And it was Yanis who would find himself all in with aces. But Pavel spiking a king with his pocket kings, and there aren't many worse ways to bust a tournament than that.
It's very unlucky there for Yanis. He will depart in 9th place. Pavel will climb back up to the 143 million mark.
Well, very hard luck there for Yanis, but congratulations to our final 8. They survived a field of 1,022 players and all now have the opportunity to walk away from the King's Casino €1 million richer. Who's your money on? The wildcard chip leader, the Brazilian short stack playing on his 3rd final table this week, or the online phenom and poker legend sitting 3rd in the chip count? Yes, Isildur doesn't play many live tournaments, but he's brought his A-game here to Rozvadov. Can he triumph at the King's Casino? Or will Andre slow down? There's only one way to find out. Join us next time for the Party Poker Live Millions Germany final table. See you then.